How big and small are they compared with each other? You might not be aware, but the sizes in the universe differ a lot. Welcome to The Realist. Today, we will compare all the universe objects, starting with smaller ones and finishing with the biggest. Make sure to watch till the end. Before we begin, we should mention that things in space are much bigger and farther apart than most people think. It is not so easy to describe astronomical sizes. The numbers are so large. Can you imagine something that is 130 by 1,014 meters wide? Measurements like these are crucial to astronomers, but they don't help much when visualizing the universe, since the human brain can't form an image of them. That's why we will compare these objects with each other. Ceres 950 kilometers. The largest object in the asteroid belt is located between Mars and Jupiter. Moreover, it became popular recently since scientists found it is also an ocean world, with an extensive reservoir of salty water under its frigid surface. The Moon 3,500 kilometers. The Earth's only natural satellite we all admire every night in the sky. It's about 1/4 the diameter of Earth and the largest natural satellite in the solar system relative to the size of its planet. Callisto 4,800 kilometers. Named after Callisto of Greek mythology, it's the third largest moon in our solar system. Callisto has an icy surface covered by craters of various shapes and sizes, including bowl-shaped craters and craters with multiple rings. Callisto's circumference at its equator is about 9,410 miles, 15,144 kilometers. Callisto orbits about 1,170,000 miles or 1,883,000 kilometers from Jupiter. Mercury 4,900 kilometers. Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. It is less than half the size of Earth. It is also the closest to the Sun. Mercury is 0.4 astronomical units away from the Sun. From this distance, it takes sunlight 3.2 minutes to travel from the Sun to Mercury. So, make sure to apply some sunscreen before visiting. Mars 6,800 kilometers. The red planet, presumably a dead planet, still remains the biggest dream of the whole astro world. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, at an average distance of about 228 million kilometers, 142 million miles, or 1.52 AU. Whose leg will step on Mars first? Venus 12,000 kilometers. Venus, the second planet from the Sun, is similar in structure but slightly smaller than Earth. Above its foreboding landscape is a thick and toxic atmosphere that consists primarily of carbon dioxide, with clouds of sulfuric acid droplets. Venus is about 900 degrees Fahrenheit or 475 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. The surface is a rusty color and it's peppered with intensely crunched mountains and thousands of large volcanoes. Scientists think it's possible some volcanoes are still active. Earth 13,000 kilometers. And yes, you are here. The third planet from the Sun remains the only astronomical object to harbor and support life. Earth orbits our Sun, a star. Earth is the third planet from the Sun at a distance of about 93 million miles. Earth is a rocky planet with a solid and dynamic surface of mountains, canyons, plains, and more. Kepler-22b, 30,000 kilometers. Move aside Earth. Kepler-22b is the first discovered transiting planet to orbit within the habitable zone of a Sun-like star. This means the liquid water could exist on the planet's surface. Kepler-22b's radius is roughly 2.4 times that of Earth. Its mass and surface composition remain unknown, with only some very rough estimates established. Neptune 50,000 kilometers. Neptune, also known as the eighth wanderer, is the eighth and densest planet from the Sun, at least as we know it. In our solar system, it's the fourth largest planet by diameter and the third most massive planet. It is 17 times the mass of Earth, and it is the eighth planet from the Sun at a distance of about 2.8 billion miles, 4.5 billion kilometers. Uranus, 51,000 kilometers. It's the seventh planet from the Sun. Its name references the Greek god of the sky, Uranus. According to Greek mythology, he was the great-grandfather of Ares, Mars, grandfather of Zeus, Jupiter, and father of Cronus, Saturn. It has the third largest planetary radius, with the fourth biggest planetary mass in the solar system. Saturn, 120,000 kilometers. Famous for its prominent ring system, Saturn is a gas giant with an average radius of about 9.5 times Earth. It only has 1/8 the average density of Earth. However, Saturn is over 95 times more massive. Jupiter, 140,000 kilometers. Jupiter is by far the most giant planet in the solar system, more than twice as massive as all the other planets combined. The iconic Great Red Spot is a giant storm bigger than Earth that has raged for hundreds of years. Proxima Centauri, 200,000 kilometers. Proxima Centauri is a red dwarf star nearest to our Sun, with a mass of about 12.5% of the Sun's mass. The Sun, 1.4 million kilometers. A star at the center of the solar system, the Sun is a nearly perfect sphere of hot plasma. It's the reason we sometimes get burned on the beach, and also the reason we live. Sirius A, 2.5 million kilometers. Also called Alpha Canis Majoris or the Dog Star, Sirius A is the brightest star in the night sky, 25.4 times as luminous as the Sun. It is a binary star in the constellation Canis Major. Vega, 3.8 million kilometers. Vega is the brightest star in the northern constellation of Lyra. If you can call it close, this star is relatively close at only 25 light-years from the Sun. With Arcturus and Sirius, it's one of the brightest stars in the Sun's neighborhood. Arcturus, 36 million kilometers. Arcturus, abbreviated Alpha Boo, is the fourth brightest in the night sky and the brightest in the northern celestial hemisphere. It appears to be located almost at the north galactic pole of the Milky Way when viewed from Earth. Rigel, 97 million kilometers. Rigel is a blue supergiant star in the constellation of Orion, about 860 light-years from Earth. Rigel is calculated to be anywhere from 61,500 to 363,000 times as luminous as the Sun, and 18 to 24 times as massive. Betelgeuse, 1.3 billion kilometers. Entering the billion club now, a red supergiant, Betelgeuse is one of the largest stars visible to the naked eye. Vi Canis Majoris, 2 billion kilometers. It's an extreme, oxygen-rich red hypergiant or red supergiant and pulsating variable star 3,900 light-years from the solar system. It is one of the largest known stars, is one of the most luminous and massive red supergiants, being also one of the brightest stars in the Milky Way. I Scuti, 2.4 billion kilometers. One of the biggest and brightest known stars, it has an estimated radius nearly 5 billion times that of the Sun. The black hole NGC 1277, 60 billion kilometers. One of the most massive black holes ever known, discovered in a small galaxy NGC 1277 in the constellation Perseus, about 250 million light-years from Earth. The supermassive black hole has a mass equivalent to 17 billion suns. The Black Hole Ton 618, 400 billion kilometers. Located approximately 18.2 billion light-years from Earth, this may be one of the most massive black holes ever found. Cat's Eye Nebula, 0.250 light-years. For those who are not aware, nebula is a distinct body of interstellar clouds consisting of cosmic dust, hydrogen, helium, molecular clouds, possibly as ionized gases. Cat's Eye Nebula is a beautiful, well-studied object that has been observed from radio to X-ray wavelengths. Helix Nebula, 3 light-years. This remarkable object is one of the closest to the Earth of all the bright planetary nebulae. The Helix Nebula has sometimes been referred to as the Eye of God in pop culture, as well as the Eye of Sauron. Orion Nebula, 24 light-years. The Orion Nebula is one of the most scrutinized and photographed objects in the night sky, being among the most intensely studied celestial features. The nebula has revealed much about how stars and planetary systems are formed from collapsing clouds of gas and dust. Omega Centauri, 150 light-years. Located at 17,090 light-years, it is the largest known globular cluster in the Milky Way. It is estimated to contain approximately 10 million stars and a total mass of 4 million solar masses, making it the biggest known globular cluster in the Milky Way. Small Magellanic Cloud, 7,000 light-years. Classified as a dwarf irregular galaxy, the SMC holds a diameter of about 7,000 light-years, holds several hundred million stars, and has a total mass of estimated 7 billion solar masses. The Milky Way, 100,000 light-years. Finally, we got to our homeland. The Milky Way is the galaxy that includes our solar system. The name is the galaxy's appearance from Earth. Basically, it's a hazy band of light seen in the night sky formed from stars that cannot be particularly distinguished by the naked eye. IC 1101, 6 million light-years. The biggest objects ever, we're getting to it. It's a supergiant elliptical galaxy at the center of the Abell 2029 cluster, and one of the largest known galaxies. Its halo extends about 2 million light-years from its core, and it has a total of about 100 trillion stars. Bootes Void, 250 million light-years. The Great Nothing is an enormous, approximately spherical region of space containing a couple of galaxies. The Universe, 150 billion light-years. And finally, our great universe. How big is it? Bigger than 150 billion light-years. We're saying bigger because we're still not sure how big it is and whether it even has a size. For now, it remains the greatest mystery of our life. But what do you think? Can you imagine now how big is the biggest object out there in the deep universe? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss an upload. And you can enjoy the excellent content I send your way.